All right, guys, how you doing? This is Ice9, and we've got another Madden Mobile video. And for this, we're going to have gameplay, something I haven't had enough of this year. When I started up about a year ago, I was doing covering plays and things of that nature. This year, I haven't done as much gameplay, and we've got a major update to the game, requiring an update. And it's explained. There is a message, I do believe, that explains it right there. So you could go to the blog and check it out. Definitely worth the read. They've changed the counter system entirely. There are now 3 levels of severity, and triggering severity of the counter is based on the overall of the team's playing. So it's going to be very important right here. Right now, we're going to go show off the team first. We've got a bunch. Actually, we're going to do a substitution here just for the sake of it, and we'll see how these guys hold up, because we've got a lot of the playoffs players, so better individual blockers. Really 2 ways to do this: better individual players versus running boosters who all boost each other. I do like the boosted scheme, and I have tested one offensive line versus the other I've tested a lot, and I will say the difference between this offensive line and the MVP setup that I could run is so slight. There's a little bit of difference. It especially shows up at all pro settings in league to league and things like that. It does not make that much of a difference, at least with the old gameplay, I guess I should say, in Hall of Fame or all Madden settings. So, but we're going to run this setup, and we're also going to do something a little bit different as well. So we've got 98 offense right here, 99 defense. That is going to change things effectively. If you have an evenly matched 99 and 99, then your chance of getting the severe counter is apparently going to be less. We've got a new Fitzgerald card. It's awesome. We're going to put it in, and then we're going to take out Slow S. Eford, even though I'm getting used to how to use more in this slot. And we're going to run this setup. So now it's a 98-98. That's a better gameplay setup for me, but it's still 98. So let's see what we have here. We've got Dan Madden, who just played me. We just had our first drive. So this is all under the new system. So you can see my soft ultimate freeze unit is in there. That has 2 short pass and run collectibles in there, and it has 3 play action and long pass play collectibles. It's really better for really good players or on all Madden or Hall of Fame settings. I'll use it in league to league if I've got an opponent whose 3 plays they use are kind of more, shows that they're not standard, unpredictable. Otherwise, if they're running very common plays, I might run just my regular hard counter setup. But we could kind of see here, and you could see this when it's happening, when you're playing, the counter chance. And based on looking at that, if you're sharp, you could figure out the math and know, okay, 30%. I'm probably playing a soft counter unit, because that's a really high probability of a stop. And the play that he used here was not a play that a lot of people counter, which is probably why he ran it for his first play. So it was a medium severity. He got rid of the football. Counters in terms of severity, how they work now, it's not going to be just a blitz in your face and really good coverage. It's usually, I've seen some differences now. I've played a little bit with it, and we're going to play live here and play this guy back and see how it works. Try dive weak. He runs the football a little bit. Took a sack on first down on strong I-Twins PA cross, which is unusual on that down to take a sack. Play action plays, by the way, guys, a lot of people like using them. They are really good. They're really powerful plays this year. The problem with them, you have to learn how to use plays situationally. Uh, if you need a big gainer, if you're 3rd and 17 or something like that, you shouldn't be going to play action, in my opinion. The reason why is because that defensive end that may bite on 1st and 10 on the play action is usually not going to bite, or is less likely to bite on 3rd and 17. It's actually like football. They will just keep coming. They won't bite on the play action, and you'll take a sack. So it's not a good play to run that situation. But here on 1st down, he should not have taken the sack. Slants middle, a shotgun play, he takes another big sack on. Maybe that was a coverage sack. That's very, very likely. If it doesn't look good, usually you could look for that. I believe it's the halfback or the fullback coming out. He might not have been open. That might have been a coverage sack. But look at this. On a counter, Hail Mary, 3rd and 28. He's all backed up. He gets a completion for 32 yards on a low severity Hail Mary. That means he might not have gotten a pass rush on a low severity counter. From what I understand, that means that you might get better coverage, which is going to be a different dynamic to this game because you're going to get different looks. You may be getting countered on a play, not know it, and throw it into tighter coverage than you usually get. He was able to successfully complete that long 3rd down using Hail Mary. Then he used crossed in and trips double post. Again, using an unusual play. This shows me by using plays like this, although he might be really good with them, that he doesn't know he's playing a soft counter defense. If he did, he might try plays that are a little bit more effective given the situation, but he didn't do that. So he takes the sack. Severity was low, but he still took the sack. Spread FL drag, he took a sack. That doesn't happen too much, but it happens sometimes uncountered. And then tight end corner, a low severity counter, but he didn't make the completion. He didn't throw a pick either. Me on my next one, I take a sack on spread FL drag. FB flare was countered, and I tried to get it off to the fullback, but was not able to. And then I was intercepted by Night Train Lane. Then let's see what he does. He didn't get countered, but he got picked by Kuechly. So let's play him back. And based on what I've seen so far, he probably has a hard counter setup. But we're going to take a look. Actually, we're going to take a look at something else after we take the kickoff. And we're going to try to gauge what kind of setup we might be playing against. What plays might be countered, which ones may not, etc. So we're going to look at my drive here as soon as that goes through. Okay. We're going to go and view, and let's look at that percentage. So it was just a hard counter on FB flare. We could tell right away then we're probably playing a hard counter setup, and that means we shouldn't try FB flare again. All right, so let us try, since we know it wasn't countered, and let's flip spread FL drag and see if we can get a completion instead of a sack this time. We get the completion. Gronk gets all kinds jacked up. And next one, we're on a 2nd and 2. Actually, I'm going to switch it up a little bit, and I'm going to run pitch, the recommended plays. Now, this looks like a counter. The way it's set up, that guy's right there in the gap. And let's see if it was. Yes. So that was a severe critical counter. And what we can do now is we could run back through the film, even though this is time consuming. So I got screwed, basically. And this is one of the things that has changed in the last week or two. Probabilities of soft counters have gone way up. What seems like should be 20%, what's actually 20% plays more like 40%. Seems like a lot of times. So the counters by probability have gone way up. I wish they would just play like probabilities and they wouldn't do anything but that's what they do. So that's an unusual counter that he's got in there, and I'm going to have to figure out what the hell to do now. I think I'm going to try trips tight end stick. It's a play it's not usually countered, and if I get a lot of pressure, which seems to happen, that usually leaves the tight end open. See if it actually ends up being like that. And I take a sack instead. Wasn't a real good look. That was not a counter. Keep in mind, my guys just didn't block. So we're going to have to go for it kind of here. And we're going to kind of try dig and kind of see how we do. And got lucky. Gronk came back for the ball. Who we've got a challenge. I always love those challenges. Don't know if I'm going to be able to get it, though. He ran strong IFB middle. I would like to try that play. And let's see what that one looks like. And we don't get the completion. That was a counter, so not much of a pass rush. Did have time to throw the football. He dropped it, like happens a lot in Madden Mobile. So let's look. And severity here, and let's kind of see what the percentages are that he countered that. Looks like another soft counter. 100% counter. So that was 100% counter. What earlier this morning would have been 4 guys in your face, and you just got to dump it to the halfback and probably get an incompletion so you don't take a sack. That is what that counter was. Instead, I got an incompletion and actually had a chance to make a completion. So unusual. Let's see what else we can run on 2nd and 10. Cross in doesn't sound like a bad option. That's not the counter setup that I remember. Let's wait for him to clear out. And come on, Gronk. Get the first down. All right, so we're going to flip FB dive, and that doesn't look like a counter setup. Oh my God, I don't believe he got wiped out like that. Was trying to find the hole. Really, I was. All right, so now we're 4th and 2. I'm going to go to spread FL drag again. Again, it's not countered. That's a completion. We get ourselves first down. Now I ran that twice. Can't run it again. He's got some unusual plays countered in here. I love Y stick, but I'm going to figure that it's countered. I could try deep curls. I could try trips double post. Let's try spot and see how that kind of goes for us. And there we go. We get a completion to wide receiver 1. And we're going to could try smash. Could try trips double post. Looking for either of the outlets. I like those options. And didn't get enough time to throw the football. Welcome to all Madden. And on this one, let's try curls and see if I could clear out and get that tight end, which I do. And now I'm in field goal range. And let's try to get it a little bit closer and just see how we do. And we're going to try trips HB smash and see how that looks. And it looks kind of shitty. Kind of blown up a little bit. D tackle really got off the block well. And just for the heck of it, because we're going to take the 3 in this situation, we're going to try the Y stick. And look at this. This is a different look that I have not seen. We've got 3 guys on the tight end, which is the guy I like to throw to. This is a different defense. Let's see how it plays. All right, he clears out, takes the halfback, and we've got 3rd down. We're going to run it. We are going to run it, and we're going to try flipping dive weak. That's a counter, severe, 100%. And we've got a 4th down. And dive weak has been used by some people, by a lot of people, by whole leagues, spammed even when countered with success. And I heard EA has fixed that. Judging by that play, looks like it has, which is definitely a good thing. So we know some of the plays that he's countered hard. We could see it in the game film afterwards, so we can analyze it and figure out, well, I'm not going to do that again. Or if he starts to adjust to us, we could know that he's doing that and try to figure out how to get around that. So these are new dynamics to the gameplay, and that is pretty cool, in my opinion. So you could see these percentages and say, oh, shit. Like if you don't remember what the bar said from, red to green, you could look back at the game film and now say, okay, he countered that 100%. Don't try that shit again. So that's kind of a cool thing. So we didn't get to show off some of our new players that much. Let's see what we got going on here. Strong FB middle. He has not hit a counter yet. And I almost want to put in a hard counter unit against him based on some of the plays that he likes to run. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run one, even though I stopped him the first time. And let's see how I do against this guy now. Ocean NG, whatever the hell his name was. I do not like those Pro Bowl uniforms. They're even more annoying when they're playing on like the frozen field, though, where you can't see the defenders. We're going to take the touchback. We're going to do this all over again. I know this is kind of a slower video, but I wanted to show you guys what this looked like again. We do not have the counter on the setup. He had to come back for that ball a lot, though. That was annoying. And let's see what else we could kind of run. Trips, tight end, stick. Pretty good coverage going on there. No pick. Boy, broke on that ball. I should not have thrown that football. And I'm going to try curls. Oh my God. Yep, and I didn't arc that ball enough. I did not arc that ball enough at all. Actually, I just got rid of the football. That wasn't even a bullet or anything. But Favre just did not put enough on the football. So there you go. We run into no counters and we get picked. Wonderful. Lovely. Since that was quick, we're going to play one more here against Rambo. And pressure's on. No pick sixes. No pick sixes. What ran with success? That was a critical counter. Soft counter. That's a pretty high probability. And toss is countered 100%. And severity was low, but Gronk fumbled on the play. So let's try this again and see how we do against this guy. Now that I played him, I might go back to the game film and kind of see what was working, what didn't, one more time. That's a high percentage of short passing plays countered. So he might have an ultimate freeze unit in there. Although I don't know if the percentages, we'll get better with the math, the percentages on that. We're going to try the Y stick. That's the typical counter setup. High snap. And that was a counter. And that was a different look because usually you would not get that much time to throw the football. And usually you would not get a completion. That was a medium severity counter, and I still got a nice little completion out of it. Now let's go back through the game film. And look at this. Look at all those counters he ran into. Damn. All right, and I got picked by Kuechly. It happens. I'm not perfect. I do have 100 million fans, so I must be doing something right some of the time, right? Critical counter. FB flare. There's toss. Medium severity. So we can't try toss again. That's 100%. Spread FL drag still out there. Hopefully I don't get countered on that. Wish Cam would have ran that back. That would have been awesome. Slow ass motherfucker. All right, and then so Y stick is 100% countered, but yet we got a different look than what we normally would. So we're going to go back and we're going to flip, spread, FL, drag. This is not a countered play. I can tell by the setup. And we're going to get Gronk. We got a lot of time to throw the football. And then we get a nice little completion. And the thing about dinking down the field like this is eventually you're going to run into a counter setup. So I better try to take a shot here. And first down is the time to take it. That does not look like a counter setup. I don't know why he didn't get rid of the football. I really don't know why he didn't get rid of the football. What's next? What are we going to do? We're going to run cross in. That might be a counter. And get it, Gronk. Third down. That was a counter, and that was a medium severity. I had time to throw the football, and I got a completion. That is awesome. We're going to try flipping fullback dive. Let's see if I can't get that. Oh my God, are you serious? If I had a real fullback in there, I might have gotten that. And what to do now on 4th and 1. We're going to run double slants and hopefully get the outlet to the tight end. We get it. We get a nice completion. Nice. That was a pretty heavy blitz and almost looked like a counter, but it wasn't. All right, what to do next? We're going to try trips tight end stick once again. See what kind of look we get. We get a good look. Rolling to the right, improving the angle in case there's a defender underneath. And now we're going to have to go back through that film again. This is helpful. Kind of see what I'm running into. Spread FL drag, strong toss. Okay, Y stick, cross in based off a percentage. We're going to try bunch spacing to the outlet. A lot going on there, and I could have made it to wide receiver 1. Coverage looked pretty good though. I was hoping to clear out a little bit. That was again a medium counter based on that 26%, which is not 26% as we could see. Now we're 2nd and 13. Well, shit. We're going to try HB option to the slot. Kind of see how that goes. Why did we get that short deck throw? I hate those short throws. And I don't know. Might go back to FB flare. And if I don't get a good look, and this looks like it might be a counter, try to get it to the fullback. We got, oh my God, I think we're out of field goal range. But you know what? It is okay. I'm going to go for the long field goal on this one. That was a counter based on using the play twice. Let's see if we can make this field goal. I don't think I've gotten this challenge either. Come on, have enough leg. Have enough. Oh my God. Oh my God, I just got that challenge. That was awesome. How long of a field goal was that? That might have been the longest field goal I've ever kicked. And here, let's look by the play-by-play. It was 50 on the nose. It seemed like it was longer than that. Oh, well, there we go. That's gameplay for the new counter system. Collect our 750 coins. Can't play anything else as yet. Let's get into teams, and we're going to do legends, and we're going to do team of the year should be coming out. Team of the week, I do believe, is that. Once again, if Madden Mobile follows MUT, which it usually does, this might have been the last week with Team of the Week. And all these packs I've collected for basically the whole year are not going to be able to be used for any kind of 99 Von Miller player. That's a bummer. That sucks, but it is what it is. It's EA. They probably figured out that people would save up packs for that, and then they're just going to do something else. So Team of the Year will be coming out, and then Super Bowl promo, it'll be right behind it, is what we got coming up. Now we've got, we're going to go into a team. So we've got a new player. We've got Fitz here, wide receiver 1. And I could say from a gameplay point of view, I've used a lot of the really good receivers. Thanksgiving Moore, I've used Dion, obviously, is on my team. Out of position Dion. I've used Moss. I've used the T.Y. Hilton card here just for a little bit. I like taller guys. That's why he's not in the lineup, even though he boosts up to 99 speed. So I've used, Fitz is the best gameplay wide receiver in the game right now. And this was a pack only type of thing. There's no set to do for him, unfortunately. So once people figure out how good this guy is, unless better players are coming out, which is very, very possible, this is, in my opinion, the best wide receiver in the game from a gameplay point of view right now. I saw the release. I didn't pick him up immediately, but then somebody else who played me in head-to-head did, and using play action passing plays that are usually not used and aren't countered. I think one of them was stutter post. He used him in the slot, and he scored on me using him twice in 2 plays. So you could make some big plays. He's got some speed, 94 on boosted. My team with Gurley's at 96. At 88 strength, and could be higher than 90 with strength boosters, more strength boosters. Pretty agile. Perfect 99 acceleration, awareness, and catch. Awareness obviously not being that important to a wide receiver. Carry is pretty decent in the low 80s. 95 jump and 6'3". Trucking's not great, but it is there, and the spin move isn't too bad at 82. But the big thing is he's a big guy with 96 speed and high jump. That's what makes him the best wide receiver in the game right now. He has some of that throw it up for grabs type of thing that you could do with Moore, but he's got some of Dion's speed too. He almost has Dion's speed. So with speed boosters, you can get some separation, certainly in lower difficulty levels, and even as my opponent proved in all Madden or Hall of Fame settings. So that's a pretty cool card. The problem is we could see right now that it takes me to a 98 offense and 98 defense because I'm taking a booster out. I also have other boosters that are out because I have this kind of playoff offensive line with the exception of the one MVP. So we can have a setup right now if we make some changes. We got to shuffle some things around. We got to take Fitz out. All right, and then we got to take Gurley out and put DeMarco back in. So no speed boost. There we are at a 99 offense. Then on this side of the ball, let's see what we can do. Actually, we have to do this, I do believe. Oops, didn't mean to do that. We got to go back to the all MVP line, I believe. Staley over here, you can see 96. And here's the thing, we'll show this off. So now he's 96. And then if we put in an impact block booster here in the MVP Hudson card, he comes in at 98 and boosts Staley up to 97. Zach Martin, we put a pass blocking booster now to replace Martin with Jabri Evans. So that takes Staley up to a 98. And then Tunsil here, we replace him with a run block booster in Whitworth. And that takes us to a 99. Now on the defensive end, we have to do some things. D tackles are super expensive right now. At least the ones that you could get to 99 easily. That's why I'm not really investing in another signature defensive tackle right now. It's just crazy. They're, 2, 3, 4 million coins. And we know at some point a better defensive tackle is going to come out. They're just too expensive. If we take Fowler out here and we replace him with Daniels, that puts us at a 99.99 setup. So, in terms of the new counter system, this should be the best setup, especially if you don't want to make substitutions. But it's not all about the counter system. What this means, it's going to change a lot of things, these new changes. That means that people are going to be making substitutions more. Personally, I think it's a pain in the ass. But, it's something that you really have to think about doing now because just that one little bit different, 98 to 99 overall difference, if you have 98 offense on the field. For example, you do this right here. Then you're at a 98 offense and you're playing against my 99 defense. If there's a counter triggered, it's more likely to be a severe counter and not one of the other counters that we just saw in gameplay that we could maybe overcome. So this is a different thing, and I have to say, looking at what EA has done here, we're not always the most positive about EA. Their problems or, some of the things they do are well known, but this is, I think, a good change. You really, as defensive players get better and as offensive players are going to, no matter how good they are going to continue to get nerfed, especially at the higher difficulty levels. Having a way to kind of even it out a little bit seems to make a lot of sense. You don't play defense in this game unless you're playing season games. So the fun is playing offense. And while everybody likes a challenge, it can get kind of ridiculous, especially as better defensive collectibles and better defensive players come out. So that's kind of what I think. So just crossed 100 million fans. Really happy about that. Not stopping anytime soon. I haven't let a head-to-head game expire yet this year. There's always plenty to play, it seems like. Going to try to crack that top 1,000. And hopefully with the league, we'll just see how well we could do there. We're moving up the ranks right now, but we're still in the 300s. So let's go into a couple other things. So we've got game time. I don't know why I do this to myself, because it's so many items for 5 stamina. That's basically, but it's brutal. There's just, you get a bronze player or $100 collectible, or 100 coin collectible, I should say. I wish it was $100. That'd be awesome. But we're going to check out a couple things. And so Team of the Week is done. For all intents and purposes, what I think. I'm not cashing in my cards yet. I guess I'm in denial. Well, I'm waiting for next week, and then if there's no Team of the Week, I'll do a nice little pack opening. Our player for this week, Team of the Week player is Logan Ryan. And I believe by this time last year, we already had 96s in Team of the Week. But instead, we get a weak-ass 93 card. And the reason why I say it's weak-assed is because we got corners now with 92, 93, 94 speed. And this guy's got 91. He's not too strong either. And his man coverage is below 90. His zone is at 92. And his PLR is at 90, which isn't bad, but not great. This isn't a great card. No reason to pick it up as far as I'm concerned, as opposed to some of the other cards that are out there already, and cards that also include boosts. No reason to go for it. But Team of the Week has been one of those things where it's kind of another way to put together a team if you don't have a bunch of coins. I'm sure he'll still play fine. It's just, there's already been corners out in the game for months that are really better, is the thing about it. So, and then our player for this week, and we could see that I have done him. If we could get to it, I just might as well substitute him in my team, I guess. Haven't done a lot of the headline heroes, but I did do this one. We've got a Chris Boswell card. And card is super expensive, but I had a bunch of headline packs saved up. And actually, I got 4 Pouncy, so I made a bunch of coins off of that and was still able to put together the set. Definitely deserve the card, man. 6 field goals. That's just unbelievable. So we take a look at that 94 kick power. That means tons of touchbacks, but really good accuracy. Interesting boost. It boosts all Steelers players +2 strength. Fortunately, it's not the best boost, but it's still pretty cool. It kind of acts like some of the cards last year that boosted their own players. So Headliners has been pretty cool. And we can kind of see, though, all right, so we've got a boosted setup in here with the offensive line. We've got boosters all over the place right now. We got Fitz out. And if we drop him in, let's see what Boswell goes to a 98. So other boosters I could potentially throw in, let's see. His awareness is really, really low. So I bet if you had BCA D'Angelo Williams, it would take him up to 99 because his awareness is really low. So I bet that would do it. The problem is, okay, so then if you had any kind of kick returner, which is the other problem preventing us from going to 99 right now, is a better kick returner. The problem is by putting in Williams, I don't believe there's any way you could boost Williams to a 99. I haven't seen him as a 99 on any team I've ever played. So that still makes it impossible to get a 99 as far as I know at this time, although I don't have all the players that are out there. That does seem to be the case. From a gameplay point of view, he might have helped me with that field goal I just made that I barely cleared. But he'll get a lot of touchbacks. So I'm going to replace him back with Bailey. He goes for a lot of coins right now. I should think about selling him. Actually, let's go ahead and sell him. No reason not to. And let's see what Boswell is doing in the auction house right now. Should have sold him earlier, but I was at work and then I got in a little bit too late and the auction expired. That's what happens. Let's see if he goes for that much right now. That's still a good amount of coins. You would expect better kickers to come out. Oh man, he's not even getting 600. If I was just a little quicker at work, I could have maybe gotten 900. Now, let's see. He's just sold for 530. There's 510. And yeah, he's going. It looks like I'm going to go in for 525 is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to take the coins right now. And the reason I'm doing this, I would keep him on the bench, even though I don't like him from gameplay, if it took me to a 99 overall. But since it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do that, we're going to sell him. And that'll make 1,000,000 coins that I've made just from headliners for the day. So that's pretty cool. So that's it. Saving up elites as they go along. Not any of the player ups hit this week. None of the 4. But I'm saving up these elite players for positional heroes, which should be coming right after the Super Bowl. That's early February is when that comes out. I hope Gauntlet drops earlier than it did last year. The first year, Gauntlet dropped in February, I believe. So I hope it does that as well. But we got a lot of promos coming up. And it's end of the season again. It seems to me that it's been a slower season. I don't know if as many people are playing this game or not right now. The reason why I say that is it seems like we get a lot of repeat matchups in league-to-league games. And we even get some teams 3 times in a row. So that leads me to believe that there's less teams out there. It might also be a function, though, of EA's sorting process, and they might be pitting teams with similar standings against each other. So that might be happening too. I'm not really sure about that one. But after the season ends, we'll get the better players coming out, etc. and all the fun that entails. But that's a long video, guys, and thanks for watching. Hopefully that was helpful. And anything you want to see, let me know.